Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like life keeps throwing intense experiences at you, really forcing you to grow, to adapt, and really having to like push beyond your comfort zone? Or maybe you've noticed that the challenges that tend to find you, no matter how much you try to avoid them, seem to be the most difficult challenges that you've faced to date. But what if I told you that these emotional highs and lows weren't just random parts of your life, but they're energetically designed and are here to help shape you into someone who's wiser, stronger, and deeply resilient? Welcome to Successful, where I help ambitious founders, leaders, and coaches eliminate resistance and gain clarity in their decision making so they can take bold, aligned action without draining their energy or second guessing themselves. Before we dive into today's gate, make sure you check out my free Successful Signals training, where I break down each unique human design type and strategy so you can align your energy and make decisions with confidence. The link is in the description below. Today, we are exploring Gate 36, the Gate of Crisis, also known as the turning point in human design. This gate carries the energy of intense emotional experiences, transformational challenges, and the ability to turn chaos into wisdom. Gate 36 isn't here to create struggles for us for the sake of just being chaos and just creating those struggles. It's really here to help us move through change and to do it with courage and help us process emotions deeply and then emerge on the other side of this chaos and challenges with a profound understanding of life. So let's explore Gate 36 and how it influences our emotional journey and how it helps us navigate crisis and teaches us to embrace the changes that come along our path and to embrace those changes and turn those challenges into wisdom. Gate 36, the gate of crisis, also known as the turning point. In astrology, this is Pisces. In tarot, this is the Tower and the Eight of Cups. In the I Ching, this is Ming, or darkening of the light. This energy is very emotional and it's very intense. And it's about crisis, but transformation through that crisis and learning to develop resilience along the way. Location of this is in the solar plex and it is reaching up to the throat. In essence, Gate 36, this energy is all about emotional turbulence and the transformation that is designed to push us to grow through the chaos, per se. And this gate thrives in the unknown and always seeking new experiences, emotional depth, wisdom, and challenges. And people with this gate often face repeated cycles of emotional highs and lows, leading to deep understanding and compassion for the struggle of others. And when we embrace this energy, it can really be used as a guide for others through us and helping them see the changes that we're making and how those changes are providing emotional support for ourselves and for others, and helps us shape a new perspective about our experiences. If you've ever been through any chaotic experience, I'm pretty sure you have. After, thinking about it, after coming down from the high or the low of that chaos, you typically have a different point of view about it after it is all over. So when we look back on our experiences, when we reflect, they tend to not be as intense as they are in the moment. But that's not to take away from the intensity that's there in the moment, because let's be honest, it is there. In my life this week, there are some unknowns going on. There's some family that's leaving for a while from the household, and so that's going to change a few things. My mother-in-law is leaving, and she is someone who cooks every day, so someone's gonna have to fill in that role. And she's also here when I want to go play tennis, and me and my wife want to go out on a date to be with our son. And so we're gonna have to figure out what that means exactly for us. So maybe not a whole lot of chaos, but it is, it's kind of a spoiler to our plans as we kind of have a day-to-day going. If you're in the States, there's a lot of chaos going on right now, particularly around different tariffs and different policies of the government. And so from day to day, you really may not know what to expect. So if you're feeling that energy this week, like a lot of people, not just in the United States, but across the world, because those policies affect the world, it could be very unsettling, could be very frightening. But with all chaos, with all things, it will pass. So while it may be intense right now, and it is undoubtedly very intense, I can feel it, and I'm not even in the States. Just know that it will pass and that we will look back on this time and hopefully we take the right lessons and the right wisdom from this experience. This week, we want to reflect and meditate on how do we handle uncertainty, particularly the emotional intensity around uncertainty. Do we avoid the challenges or do we really allow ourselves to grow and to allow ourselves to grow through the challenges and the chaos that we may face? We can also meditate this week on our past experiences that have changed us. What wisdom did we gain from the past challenges that we've seen, the past chaos that may have come through in our lives? And how can we apply it moving forward? And also, how can we use those lessons to get a different perspective in the now of what is going on in the world? We may also ask ourselves, are we resisting change in any way? Are we allowing it to shape us into someone who is wiser and more resilient? Or are we really just saying, forget these lessons, forget what is here to teach me? I don't want to deal with it. So, those are some things we can meditate on this week. So, let's talk about the shadow and the enlightenment energy of Gate 36. So in shadow, in the lower frequency of this energy, it expresses or it can express manifestations as emotional overwhelm, and it could be a fear of crises, and it could really be in our lives creating unnecessary drama. We may be taking the chaos overboard and making things more dramatic, overblown than they really are. And it also may lead us to be more reckless in seeking experiences and trying to escape the discomfort that we may feel this week. So we may be more impulsive and our emotions may be a bit more extreme than usual. And enlightenment and the highest frequency of this energy, this gate allows us to embrace change with grace. Going back to last week, gate 22, knowing that every experience is really here to teach us something and it really helps foster emotional resilience. It helps foster wisdom and helps us with our ability to really navigate the challenges of life with both strength and with clarity. In human design, gate 36 is located in the emotional solar plex. So making this gate very emotionally driven, and it also requires time to process our feelings before making a major decision. Don't want to be at the top of our emotional wave or at the bottom. We want to have clarity before we make decisions around this energy and put this energy forward for others. It reaches towards the throat, and this means that this emotional energy really wants to be expressed, and we can express this energy through storytelling or sharing our experiences. When we pair this gate with gate 35, it gives us the channel of transitoriness. And so this is all about seeking new experiences and learning from life's ups and downs. The circuit for gate 36, it is part of the collective sensing circuit. And that means this energy is here for us to learn about being more focused and learning from our emotional experiences and sharing those lessons with others. And this energy is deeply experimental. So it requires personal encounters with crisis. And that's what really helps us learn from this energy. And so that's how it becomes more transformational. And we have to run into these issues. We have to run into the crises or the chaos. And that's where we get the wisdom. And that's when we can then offer that wisdom to the collective after learning what it is like to go through the situations that we may face this week. This week, our strategy for gate 36 is manifested, or this energy is manifested. And so gate 36 operates through spontaneous action in response to the emotional intensity. So this energy is meant to be expressed and to be experienced, not really meant to be held back. But we want to make sure that we inform others of what we're doing with this energy. That way we do not run to any resistance. When we activate this energy, you'll know that you've activated it because you'll feel a deep pull towards new experiences and really emotional growth and transformation. We will also recognize that challenges are not obstacles, but they're really opportunities for us to learn, for us to grow, and really for us to develop our wisdom. And we also develop the ability to guide others through the uncertainty, through our own experiences, and really be a source of insight when others have troubles. Sometimes it's very difficult to relate to others if you haven't been through an experience. And a lot of times people don't really know or think you know what you're talking about if you haven't actually been through an experience and you're trying to give them advice. So if you think back to any of the challenges you faced in your life, any of the problems that you've solved in your life, just know that you went through those situations for a reason, and that it is time this week for you to share that with others and to use that to help others through their journey. Because as I mentioned, particularly if you're in the States, people are going through it. When in shadow, this energy may seem or may make you feel like it's a struggle this week, and all the emotional turbulence that you're feeling may be overwhelming, right? And by learning to deal with that change or to deal with that uncertainty, that's where we can get the lessons. There can also be a tendency to seek out intense experiences and be more impulsive rather than just allowing the natural way of the world to unfold and not try to force solutions when it's premature. There may be a need to go through the challenge or the chaos, and trying to find a solution or end them prematurely may cause more harm than good. You may also have feelings of fear and avoidance of crises may arise, particularly if you have a open emotional center like I do. You're already trying to avoid confrontation and avoid situations. So you may feel like that this week. And you may also feel like this energy is preventing you from growing and really taking advantage of the lessons that come around with this energy. We may also want to work on shifting from resisting change this week to really embracing it and using it as a tool for ourselves, for our personal growth, and for the growth of our family and our communities. And, uncertainty isn't something that we should fear, but it's something that we can learn from. In life, nothing is absolutely certain. Nothing ever works out 100% of the way that we envision it. So just be okay that some things may not work out for you, but just know in the long run, everything always works out in your favor. things we may want to strengthen this week. We can work on developing our emotional resilience and allowing ourselves to process these intense emotional feelings without feeling like we have to be consumed by them or they're taking over us. And we can also work on strengthening our ability to find meaning in the challenges and trusting that every experience has some value and that everything we go through is here to teach us something. This week, we can activate this energy by one, embracing the unpredictability nature of life. So instead of fearing the change, welcome it, bring it on as a pathway to growth and for our transformation. We can also share our experiences. So use your emotional journey to help others, help them navigate crisis with wisdom, and to do it with grace. And then three, we can develop emotional mastery. So this week, practice self reflection, practice meditation, and emotional processing. Use these techniques to stay balanced in turbulent times. If you're here every week, you know that we're doing that every week. So, as always, meditate, reflect, feel your feelings, and understand more about yourself to stay balanced this week. For additional support this week, we can read The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, which explores challenges and how they can be transformed into opportunities. And we can also engage in breath work or mindfulness practices to manage our emotional intensity and to gain clarity with all the chaos and challenges, crises we may see this week. Gate 36, the Gate of Crisis, also known as the Turning Point, teaches us that true wisdom isn't born from experience, but it is born from going through the situations and gaining the experience. Gate 36, the Gate of Crisis, also known as the Turning Point, teaches us that true wisdom is born from experience, from going through the crisis and going through the challenges. By embracing change, uncertainty, and emotional intensity, we learn how to navigate life's challenges with resilience, grace, and deep understanding. This gate reminds us that every challenge holds a lesson, and every transformation always leads to greater clarity and strength. Through Gate 36, we discover that discomfort and crisis are not the end of our journey, but a catalyst for new beginnings. It is also the unknown in which we find our greatest breakthroughs, and we emerge wiser and more prepared for what lies ahead. That is it for Gate 36 this week. Peace.